Yeah, exactly. I have a lot of respect for what's required there because let's not forget, a lot of these players have had, like we said, in many cases, world championship success. And when they sit down on a game, right, they expect things to work. So the dedication that's required, especially from FaZe and SSG, who have not been on top compared to Optic and Shopify over the course of the last few weeks, they have to identify those things and then one day, one scrim at a time, be ready to better those each and every day. And it's a grind. It's going to be a long process. And for a lot of them, it will be a process they work on until the World Championship, should these teams stick together in their exact kind of current configuration. That's the question. Which team has done the preparation for this day? Both of them find themselves in the elimination bracket early. It's going to be FaZe Clan and Spacestation. Everything to play for here. A do-or-die series. Game number 1, CTF Forbidden.
One of these teams will be staying here and continuing to play. One of them, this is the end of their tournament. Our first look at Forbidden in our new Halo Championship Series season. Of course, about to kick off for the Optic Major as we're here at the Kaysan Showdown. It's the first time we see it on LAN with these new rosters. Let's see who comes out on top.
Should mention also, you just saw it in the fly-through as well. It's been added, but a little bit of new important jumps on this map as well that do change the way the game's played. Speaking of, TriPPPeY absolutely peels and takes the face of StelluR. Early advantage here coming in for FaZe Clan on the aggression.
I mean, there's not many better feelings in the world than out-sniping StelluR, right? I mean, the man was redefining what it meant to have that sniper rifle in his hand last season. What a start this has been. Even though the overshield has dissipated, he's already round the corner, and 3 Spacestation players are currently watching Pznguin run this flag in the death screen. Spacestation all up, but it's Pznguin who's all the way back to his base. That's going to be an initial off-the-rip cap coming in for FaZe. They're up 1-0.
Beautifully done there. Most importantly, he hit the G-slide that he needed, specifically the one off the flag block all the way down to the pillars. That was the big one. Didn't quite hit the other two, but not as important. He gets that flag back. It's a very early flag. It goes in about 45 seconds of play. Going to be an early lead here for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, TriPPPeY playing angles really well here. You can see he's picking up kill after kill, but he's also re-wrapped to his base to initially Sherpa that first flag back and then look for some respawn. Knows that those angles are still going to be available from where he is, but now we're seeing a little bit of a push up the map and into the FaZe Clan base here from SSG, but a good grenade is going to slow down this run, and even though FaZe find themselves 3 dead, make it 4 dead, the time is taking for them to pick that flag up. You wonder if FaZe can get back on the map, but that flag is moving, and it looks like SSG are looking to strike back.
I think SSG is going to wrap the corner here. Yes, they do. Absolutely love this run coming in from SSG, almost as much as I love the use of your word Sherpa there. Fantastic from you.
Thank you.
Eco's going to bring this flag in, hit the slide presumably, and bring this flag in. We're tied 1-1.
3 dead as well. 3 dead as well. Still here for FaZe Clan, so there's an opportunity to potentially get pressure back on that base once more, and maybe look for a second cap opportunity, which really would flip this game around. StelluR finds that pick, and it's going to be FaZe Clan on the back foot, just trapped in their base at the moment.
Great damage from Eco there to just fly right up to the center block, hit beautiful peak shots all the way down into main ramp to maintain this positioning. He wants to do it because of the overshield. Stays alive long enough to pick up another one. Needs to dodge some nades here. They have 2 dead, so they should be okay on the grab. 3 dead. This will be a clean late overshield as well. Look at the timing. With 3 dead, last player alive, Pznguin. This should be a pull.
SnakeBite's going to run this one, and SnakeBite's going to be given the information as well that he can try and force this because Lucid picks up that kill. And now, Eco, your job is just to deny FaZe Clan getting out of spawn, run at them, get some damage down, and make them worry about you instead of where that flag is moving. And that's exactly what he does. 1 down in the death screen at the moment for FaZe. Other players trying to overextend at the moment. Just spots Suppressed out, and that is an important kill to pick up. SnakeBite's going to turn this corner. Suppressed is still here, but Eco wraps all the way back. Damage is going to be done to him. Should be able to clean this kill up and also potentially deal with Falcated as well.
Gets the first one there, and they need to make sure they get this second kill in the back of the base. TriPPPeY's going to make it difficult here on the push.
StelluR's still there. StelluR's having a game, by the way. Falcated somehow is on the return. How is he on the return? It's a breakdown in comms, surely, from SSG there.
Beautifully done, by the way. TriPPPeY on paper won't get any credit for what he just did. Nice trade there comes in from the end. StelluR somehow flies up to the quick jump to get that. TriPPPeY won't get any credit on paper, but TriPPPeY staying alive and taking that angle allows Fal to get the return. That will now keep the game here at 1-1.
And again, it's a great example of not being buttoned up in certain situations. That's Spacestation Gaming, 4 dead, running a flag with overshield and not converting.
StelluR barely stays alive there. Gets bodied. Suppressed has to decide to relocate to a new angle. He's going to continue doing body damage, which should now provide them with the opening. It's going to be 1 dead. We'll see if they can create an advantage off of it.
StelluR's found himself the sniper rifle here, so we should see a little bit of a snipe battle. You can see Suppressed is trying to find some angles. That flag is going to be running! And StelluR, not for the first time, just gets out-sniped, although I think he might not have quite been locked on, but the body from Suppressed, the cleanup from Falcated should slow this run down from SnakeBite.
How can you not admire the confidence from Suppressed? He just sat flag the whole time, waiting for the re-peek. had 100% confidence that he was going to win those battles. It's beautifully done. He eventually gets the helps he needs. He also gets the return here in just a second, you would assume. But first has to do it. The job is not done just yet.
Well, StelluR's doing some good damage here. StelluR's looking for that stick. StelluR gets the overshield off. Can't quite get the kill. But the flag was still alive momentarily. Now it will be sent back home because Spacestation find themselves 4 dead. It's a great defensive stand coming in from FaZe Clan. For a second there, I thought SnakeBite had done a great job of actually keeping that flag alive initially. But it's all off the back of the initial work from Suppressed.
Yeah, I think both are true. I think it was great routing from SnakeBite, and it gave them a very good chance to fight from the Lily. However, in the end, I mean, Suppress, you heard Royal 2 talking about it. How about Suppress in that situation? I mean, that takes serious confidence in your own ability to just sit there and hit both of those shots and know that you'll get eventually maybe the help that you need. It almost does it on his own in the end. We're still tied 1-1 off of great individual efforts from FaZe.
TriPPPeY started this run here, and now he's trying to stay alive. Picked up the kill onto Lucid to make it a little bit scrappy. It looks like Spacestation have got control of their base enough to stagger this flag run. But Pznguin's trying to keep the pace up here. StelluR moves back to his hut. He's going to be trying to contest, trying to get some shots down. He challenges, but Suppressed is there once again to support his teammates.
2v2 on the map at the moment. Lucid knows he needs to win this one as well. A little bit of peeking between him and Fal. And you also get the feeling here in year 4 how much those 1v1 peak battles are going to influence these games.
Finally gets the kill onto Falcated, so that will be SSG now able to move up the map a bit. They do have control of the majority of their side of the map. A couple of players still on their platform, though, that will have to be dealt with. You can see Suppressed TriPPPeY actually wrapping back towards their sniped side. So it looks like they're not aware of Lucid's position, and Lucid's waiting for a kill to go down before he makes a move.
Yeah, he wants damage here. They also, of course, want this overshield as well. They do get the first pick. They get the second pick as well. Let's get now into a listen in here with Spacestation Gaming.
Last guy, they're hurt. All dead. All dead. Zane spawn. Zane just spawn.
Get over. He's really weak.
These are Hawk weak. These are Hawk one shot. They're Hawk one shot.
Getting over, guys. Getting over.
I'm going left. I'm going left. I'm going left.
Not sure where he went. Not sure where he went. He might be in hut.
You're gonna
be main in front of you. Yeah, main
Two main
up.
They go pistol or what?
One shot their main up.
I died. Yo, they're Mohawk right now. Top Mohawk. Yeah, he's pushing hut. He's pushing hut.
He's weak on the hut. Weak on the hut. Hit him 3 times.
They're main up as well. Maybe help break him with the flag.
Kill that Mohawk guy.
Mohawk's one.
Hey, still the Mohawk. Pushing Brayden.
Top right in their main up. Top right in their main up. Let's do guys.
Top mid above Kevin.
Last guy shooting me. Last guy shooting me.
Hear that. Yeah, he's still top right. Top left. One bullet. Dead.
I'm still on their hut, guys. I'm still on their hut.
Yo, last two.
I'm pushing. I'm pushing the flag. Pushing the flag.
Main up, I think.
Scamming their plat.
Yeah, there's two.
Are there plat right now? And back flag on me?
Yeah, one more Mohawk.
I have help. Is there another one here?
One here. Pull this flag. No, Mohawk's dead. They're spawning up.
I'm watching where you come. I'm watching where you
Yeah, they're hitting.
So it's SSG who go into a lead, and the listen in, they managed to put that flag on the board, and Lucid has started to hit some big shots with this sniper.
Yeah, really nicely done there. Very lucky timing on our side just to happen to catch all of that run, and really the nuances of it. Finding the last player who was alive hut, having to reslay, then also getting the touch. Nice work from SnakeBite to make sure that he got that in the end. Like you said, will now be a 2-1 lead with 5 minutes left.
Pznguin trying to push out Lucid here. Lucid somehow gets the stick after his grenade from initially trying to stick foul will fall and do the damage that would take Pznguin down. Falcated now, POV we're going to be watching. Overshield is going to be a point of contention in a few moments' time as well. And it looks like top middle control at the moment is FaZe's. However, Eco getting behind enemy lines, trying to draw the attention away from where this overshield is going to be coming up. Lucid is going to fall as well as an easy double kill was picked up, and that's going to be 3 dead. Last Alive is trying to stop this run, and he's going to do a great job in doing so.
Yeah, really nicely done there. They even got a nice angle from SnakeBite all the way down low to help stop that run. I think he thought about for a split second hitting the drop slide run, but all the way started to get pinged from the hut side, so that immediately needed to change his decision. TriPPPeY's probably going to get 1, maybe not 2, though. In the end, those kills will be traded out. 3 dead. Lucid, your last player alive for SSG. This will be another overshield for a second. I had to really
tactical pause.
Hold my breath. Tactical pause, thank you, was the perfect word for it.
that was the perfect word for that.
Yeah, well. That was these are dicey situations here, but I think all of the nonsense and shenanigans from us speaks to just how crazy this game has been. We're still just a 2-1 game with 3:35 left.
Yeah, FaZe trying to up the pace, understandably so. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the game clock. They need to get into the SSG base. They need to start getting some flags moving. And at the moment, SSG a little bit trapped, but a great little G-slide, and Bit of teamwork coming in from Eco and Lucid is going to make sure that their base has a bit more space to try and move up the map. SnakeBite's trying to escape right now, trying to draw the fire of Suppressed away. And now you can see by making these little plays that maybe don't result in kills, SSG are allowed to progress out of the back of their base, and now they can fight for mid-map.
Yeah, I mean, just take a look at the slaying numbers as well. StelluR and Lucid both on 16 kills, just doing really StelluR and Lucid things. And as you also see now, they're keeping Suppressed to a pretty big minimum here. He's 11 and 15 in this game, and we have seen other times where Suppressed has been a huge factor in the game so far. 3 dead. Falcated was the last player alive. SnakeBite now with an opportunity for the snipe. That was 4 dead for a second. Staggered spawns on the back of the base. Continued control for SSG.
Yeah, really good nade from SnakeBite as well. Just making sure the jump up that you can see is going to be made from the back of the base from Pznguin. Oh my, SnakeBite hitting everything that moves right now, and that flag is moving. Can't quite connect on Suppressed. Knows Pznguin is still a problem he has to deal with, but the damage output in this life from SnakeBite, he could not be playing this much better.
Beautifully done. Somehow the flag goes back, though, in the end, regardless of how many body shots SnakeBite is hitting. And just absolutely connecting. However, let's not forget, with 2:17 left and a 2-1 lead, they're okay with this. Everyone, by the way, in the same exact spot on the side of FaZe. They're all trying to play that angle, and it works for them for this time. They do get the stop. Lucid and StelluR will fall. SnakeBite, last player alive here on the hut. I mean, I've never seen 3 players stick together for this long of a time period. So far, it's working. They get out of the base, and SSG finally gets another kill to at least answer back and keep SnakeBite alive.
I mean, it's another example, though. You look at it, bigger picture, it's like just SnakeBite's doing so much damage. Everyone's trapped in the back of the base from FaZe, and SSG can't make the cap happen. They can't get that flag out. Maybe just a little bit of miscoms, maybe a little bit of overextension. SnakeBite's doing everything right, maybe apart from hitting headshots, but when you're doing that much damage during a life, you would expect SSG to at least get that flag moving.
Yeah, the biggest thing just now is SnakeBite staying alive in the snipe hut long enough to help kill the overshield to allow Lucid off the rip and the spawn to then get that next overshield. So that, in the end, probably ended up being the biggest factor. Once the flag had gone back, SnakeBite staying alive was actually much bigger than it might have appeared on paper. It led to this overshield grab. 2 dead for FaZe.
Well, SnakeBite did a lot of damage. The flag wasn't moving. This time he says, someone else do it. I'll move the flag myself. Gets it almost down towards the trenches, but not quite out far enough to guarantee this cap for SSG. So for Lucid, the attention turns from flag cap to just keeping FaZe trapped in their base at the moment. A little bit of a fight around the Mohawk, but this time it's going to be TriPPPeY alongside Falcated, who will take him down.
See flag still out for just a second here. Looks like I eventually will go back. Indeed, TriPPPeY will now push out. He'll get taken down on the plasmas, however, so 1 dead apiece. Falcated trying to make this run happen, and it's 2 dead. About to be 3.
Suppressed is flying in on SnakeBite. Still a player alive on the Mohawk, though. It's going to be Eco. Really big kill from him. If he can take Suppressed down as well, this will completely stagger this run, and he does exactly that. Now just needs to live, needs to survive. He's done everything he needs to do until that support arrives from his teammates.
Wow, beautifully done, as you said, from Eco. A lot of that battle that we just happened was off screen. We didn't get to see the exact intricacies of how he put together the first pieces of the play, but that is huge from Eco.
FaZe still trying to put that pressure on, though. You can see the flag is moving. It is away from the SSG base, but Eco, again, if you want a great life, this is a good POV to watch. So much damage, so much survivability, and it ends up with SSG taking 4 members of FaZe down.
Wow, if you want a great life, Eco's having a great life right now. Beautifully done, as they will take the game. He goes 14 and 12, but it's most specifically StelluR. Drops a 25 bomb in the game. And after what we saw, let's not forget, right, from StelluR last season, this man is ready to put up numbers. And even though he might find himself in the elimination bracket currently at your 2025 preview, he's back doing StelluR things. 25 kills on the board, 15 deaths, and 13 assists to his name.
Yeah, very, very impressive. And when I look at the stats there and how they kind of formulate and stack up, that's kind of how I expect the numbers to look if everyone's doing their role correctly here on SSG, right? You've got a lot of assists, a lot of damage output from Eco being cleaned up by the likes of StelluR and Lucid. SnakeBite filling in those gaps and doing what he needs to do. And I think when you're looking, you know, for very basic information, are things starting to click a little bit here for SSG? When you look at the formation of those stats, who's doing what, that's what you want those players in those roles to be doing.
Yes, indeed. StelluR, the only player on 7K damage plus. I also want to highlight once again, SnakeBite staying alive in the snipe for as long as he did. The most important thing was that overshield grab. If he doesn't help top mid with those battles, let's not forget, FaZe was 3 players alive at the top of their main ramp, about to grab Ovi, and maybe kind of kill SnakeBite late on the way back with the flag. That could have gone so different. if he doesn't pick up kills like that. So in the end, it's unsurprisingly, it's the plays that SnakeBite is making that don't go on the stat sheet that become huge difference makers in the end game.
Yeah, it's FaZe who scored, remember, very, very quickly in this game as well. Almost immediately off the rip after winning the opening battle between the two teams. Managed to get that flag all the way back to their base and score first. But there's good resilience here from SSG to make sure that it didn't go to 2-0 and get a little bit dicey. They kept it close, they kept it interesting, got that first flag on, and then all of a sudden things just looked like they started to click a little bit for SSG. Everyone felt a little bit more comfortable in how they were looking to play on the map, and final moments of the game, you saw them close it out pretty comfortably with some big defensive plays. But it's, you know, when you're going over to POVs, you see Lucid with sniper rifles hitting shots and bodying everybody. It's why he's on the roster. It's why he was the first name that that Stella and Eco went after, because they know what talent he's got, but they also know there's going to have to be some work to be done to get him to play in the same style of what they want to do.
Yeah, and we talked about it really across both 2023 and 2024, but specifically in 2024, I think there was no doubt that Lucid had maintained his skill level and kind of the way that he's able to play this game at the highest level. It just felt like the pieces of the puzzle were not together on that Optic roster. So now to see him in a place where he can shine again, and let's not forget, it's not the only story that's like that. When you think of a player like Frosty as well on Shopify, right? There are players who are known to be some of the best in the game, and now on these 2025 rosters, we can see them not only in a new light, but maybe taking over the stage yet again. Spacestation takes game number 1, 2-1 on CTF Forbidden. Next up, StelluR on Recharge.
And we'll get to see the games maybe slow down just a little bit, a change of pace here with StelluR Recharge. We know that this can be a little bit more methodical. It's about getting those picks. It's not about collapsing so much. It's about just holding map and seeing if you can keep those leads. And for FaZe, who, you know, we spoke to Royal 2 a little bit earlier, he knows that he was telling us, that they like those setup-based game types where they can methodically work and pick you apart. And I think seeing this as game number 2 is just going to give them a little bit of a smile on their face.
Without a doubt, players, some minor adjustments here as we load in. You can see off screen, they are loading in. Indeed, Eco's got the hand warmers. And I tell you what, the hands look pretty warm.
I almost feel like, you know, we talked about Coliseum and Frosty being synonymous with each other, or Origin now in Halo Infinite. I feel like Eco is like the biggest user of the hand warmer.
I mean, honestly, he should start like drop shipping hand warmers, maybe look at the sponsorship, because the man has, his hands stay warm. And you can tell it on the sticks. Shows up in game as well, so that's a free tip from Mark and I. Feel free to go
use that. 10%, so we'll talk about contracts afterwards.
We'll
10%.
figure it out afterwards.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
We don't do that all the time, by the way. That was an Eco exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah, we know that he's going to be on the screen quite a lot, so we're making the most of it. Anyway, let's talk about game number 2 then. As I mentioned, a little bit slower this time. Of course, going to look around the camera and the shock to be the game changers here on Recharge. And starting off with the point of view of a man who quite simply would not die in the hut in that first game that we saw between these two teams. It's going to be SnakeBite.
You heard Royal 2 talking about it as well, and who better from Royal 2 to hear about? SnakeBite, by the way, going to hit a very nice
the divorce,
G-slide,
so to speak, as they called it.
The separation.
He called it.
Got to say, the camo now down, not burnt on stack, so we'll keep a very close eye on that. It was already 2 dead. Lucid needs to win this one, and he does claim
nice 5.
with half shields as well to tell the tale. In the end, though, it's going to be a grab for Pznguin. By the way, great to see Pznguin back on the Pznguin name. We haven't talked about it yet. That was a strange era. Let's just forget. We won't even mention the era we're talking about because Pznguin is doing Pznguin things.
Gonna grab that grapple as well. Get some good information. Takes the 1v1 with StelluR with camo and hits the perfect. Will be traded out almost immediately though, and it's Suppressed now who has the other power on the map in the form of the shock rifle. Plenty of ammo to work with for him as well. StelluR going to be challenging, and having done that damage, StelluR doesn't need to be asked twice. What a nade! Is that a team nade or is that a StelluR genius nade?
I think StelluR actually got the height he needed somehow to bank that nade off of the top control stairs into overhang door at top A. That was fantastic. The speed, I agree though. I was just as whoop. Ooh,
that's more.
That's why you don't let that happen. That's why you don't let that happen.
That's what can happen. Tries to G slide away. Doesn't know there's a player behind him though. And
look at that. Suppressed comes back for revenge.
It's very rare to see StelluR kind of unaware of something like that, right? It usually is in such good positions with his back clear so that he can look forward and focus, but just caught off guard a little bit there.
11-8 now. FaZe Clan off the rip. Suppressed has the literal revenge and now has the shock back in his hands. He's like, actually, I was not done yet. But talking about a player like Suppressed, you heard it from Royal too as well. It feels like he has the opportunity to make this year very much about him.
When you think, oh, you know, we're talking about Last Shot and we're talking about Cycle on Shopify Rebellion, what they're doing, let's not forget, Suppressed, you know, he's a breakout superstar from the Halo Infinite era of the Halo franchise, and he's going to be wanting to make a little bit more of a name for himself. He's going to want to be talked about at the end of this season as someone who's lifted a trophy. He's got a lot of work to do to get there at the moment. SnakeBite, by the way, he started off, I think, 0-3. He's now 4-4. So he's on a little bit of a run.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I love the Suppressed opportunity this season. He's already, of course, it goes without saying, a household name.
Oh,
very nice shot from Pznguin. But it does feel like in 2025 that he, as well as a few other players, have a chance to go from a household name to one of the biggest players in the game. We'll have to see if he could do that this year.
FaZe are just starting to extend this lead a little bit more. They're starting to collapse, and I like the aggression that we're seeing from them as well. One of my big questions coming into this season with this roster is there going to be enough aggression when they have opportunities? Are they going to be able to be quick enough to take advantage when they get damage differentials on their side, when they get a power-up? And we're seeing them start to pick the pace up here a little bit against Spacestation. Initial damage is done, and then you saw the collapse in and around Blue, and it's extended their lead now to 7.
This next damage is going to be big. And both players on SSG will fall right away. Very good timing on the kills as well. Last two players trapped in pipes.
Love how Pznguin's playing this as well. You can see he's making sure that he doesn't let his shields drop. The last thing he needs to do there is take damage, go down. If he survives long enough, he knows his teammates are going to be getting across the map to help him. It's a 4v2 on the map, and it's been a 4v2 on the map for what feels like around 50 seconds or so. Spacestation really struggling to find some presence on the map, and we saw that in the oddball a little bit earlier on Recharge.
23-12, now 25-13. After a few kills will fall. 3 dead in the end. Nice push here from Pznguin. 15 seconds till that next OV, and as you said, they're starting to run away with this game, indeed.
SnakeBite will find one. He's trying to survive. Re-challenges, though. Pznguin tries to use that grapple to get out. Almost looked pretty cool, but instead it's going to just be a swing into the grave. But off the back of that kill, or a couple of kills I should say, SSG, you can see just not, you just see individual fights being taken a lot of the time. There's the coordination not quite there. 3 dead here. An opportunity. StelluR is going to be in a momentary 1v2. Nice job there from Falcated as he's going to pick up that kill as the last player alive. That maintains the 10-kill lead here. SSG a little bit split across the map at the moment. You can see Eco and StelluR bottom middle. The other two players from SSG trapped in and around the elevator, and Pznguin's going to get that pick onto Lucid. TriPPPeY finds another, even though Pznguin was traded out by SnakeBite, so it's 3 dead for SSG here, and maybe this, you know, we saw Optic pull off a pretty crazy comeback on SSG in the online qualifier for our first major, but maybe starting to think about game number 3 for SSG, or we still got enough time for a comeback here?
I think we got time, but it's going to really require something special here and a lot of coordination. Still close enough to the midpoint where I think something could happen, but we'll keep a very close eye. Right now, FaZe is showing no signs of taking the foot off of the gas. Like you said, I've loved really the shield management as well as the way they've been getting the damage. And when you have these advantages, not letting them get traded out whatsoever, I think has been a huge difference maker. Another example there where Suppresses makes sure he gets the kill and somehow stays alive. Orange door here as they now go up 34-23.
Shots in the back from StelluR. He's trying to do everything. The jungle gym is being used to its fullest. But we are still in a situation where FaZe have that 11-kill advantage now. 14 to go for them. SSG, I mean, it's interesting because SSG managed to pick up a first couple of kills in that last team fight that we saw, but weren't able to capitalize, weren't able to run through and keep those split spawns that we saw a little bit earlier from FaZe. They almost, then when it became a 4v4 again, just lost the next 2, and before you know it, it's...
Oh my, look at this.
It's falling apart again.
Falcated with perfect positioning there, knows the C-spawners coming in, gets the shots down right away, is able to help on glass, keep his teammate alive on glass, and then even has damage into control to then get the camo grab. Falcated with huge positioning there in the team setup. It's been plays like that that have led them now to this 41-26 lead. This is the home stretch, and like we said, this will just be a victory lap here. It's a matter of time.
Falcated still just using this camo so well, just waiting, baiting, waiting for the teammates to be able to collapse on any damage that he does do. Lucid trying to G-slide away. StelluR's going to fly out to try and clean it up, but Pznguin and TriPPPeY will find one, and somehow or other, Falcated stays away. That's 4 dead, and you got to say, surely at that point, that's GG.
I mean, this is just beautiful peak shot Halo there from Falcated. It's so patient. It's so obnoxious, if we're honest, about the way he's playing that scenario. He never gave them any chance to take him down. They have to run with their heads tucked as well as their tails tucked. 47-28, 3 kills to go here for FaZe, and a fantastic Game 2 Slayer.
Charge because we can't lose, pretty much, at this point. There's the 49th. It's just 1 to go here. At least SSG will avoid the steak dinner, but I mean,
not yet. They got to get 31.
They got to get 1, yeah.
To avoid
right,
the steak.
sorry, I thought it's 31. I don't know why. The TV's massive that we're commentating off. I should be able to read that.
Here comes StelluR.
Big moment. They avoid the steak dinner as StelluR gets the 31st, but it's going to be not much to talk about, really, on the SSG side. It's FaZe who answer back now and tie us up in the series at 1-1.
Suppress goes 16-7.
Not bad.
And we know that that's a name that you've been hearing for many years in professional Halo, but you get the feeling you're going to hear it even more this season. Big numbers coming from him in the game number 2, and they'll be very happy with that result. Indeed, and with that, they tie up the series 1-1.
SSG is like, it's very interesting at the moment. It feels like the games that they win, and I'm talking even online here, there was it. Games they win, they like scrape them out. The games they lose, they lose. They really do lose. There's obviously some big game types that they've got to work on, and a lot of game types that they've got to get on the same page. But 50-31 is going to be the score. There's the damage stats coming in. The leader in the lobby, Falcated, 4.3k.
FaZe did so well there, specifically to even when they found themselves 3 dead, and when you saw that SSG was maybe going to start to bring the game back within reason, they just kept the foot, as we said, on the gas throughout the entire game. Look at this nade, by the way. My goodness. Might have even tucked it, to be honest, from that angle. He might even somehow tucked it into the notch of the doorway. We'd have to watch that one to see exactly how he got the timing, but it was really great camo control as well, Mark, the entire game. And we saw really great kind of odd man opportunities that were coming in from FaZe, always pushing the advantage, always being quick off the rip. And that's the thing we talked about with this team, is how fast are they going to play? Right now, they're playing pretty fast.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of any advantage they get on the map as quickly as they possibly can. And that was this kind of 27 to 40 kill run that they went on. They were constantly being able to get SSG 2 dead without taking deaths themselves. Would back up, then re-engage, then look for those final 2 players. Pznguin, great example of how to play a situation if you have numbers. Just because you have numbers, you don't have to trade. You can still output damage, play your shields, wait for the help to arrive. By the time the help arrive, then you can turn around and look at the other 2 players who have just spawned, and you've got 4 players alive instead of 3 or 2. It's those little things that make the difference when it comes to a game type like Slayer, where you're just making sure those deaths are kept down, you're not giving away an unnecessary trade. And now we move to a new game type, Neutral Bomb on Aquarius.
Once again, got to see that on the replay, that Falcated camo play at the end where he's just kind of poking and prodding from Whirlpool into A is just a masterclass on how you can patiently play camo even with an advantage. You do not have to go hero mode. You don't have to take crazy slide routes. You don't need to find damage where there isn't damage available. Instead, he continued to just poke, prod, get his shields and his camo back specifically, and then perfectly just bait and switch around half wall, coming back once again as the team collapses. As we take a look at our other 2 teams here, waiting in the wings at the warm-up station. Optic and Shopify still to come later on. Can't wait to see which team is going to continue on in your winner's bracket.
Yeah, it's going to be a matchup for sure. I mean, the online tournaments have been amazing, and it all builds up to this, the kickoff event of the year. One of the most exciting Halo Championship years that we've ever had, considering all of the nonsense and shenanigans that has gone down in the off-season. April 18th to 20th, you want to be in Arlington, Texas at the Esports Stadium. If you want to get some tickets as well, they are available now. halo.gg/Optic2025. You'll find all the information you need there. Dude, I can't wait for this season. I cannot wait for this season.
Let's also not forget a ring ceremony of players who might be receiving rings who are no longer on teams together. And by might, I mean definitely.
I always enjoy that.
Are not on teams together any longer, but of course they will still ceremoniously be handed their championship rings, which will be exciting to watch, and then immediately them face off against one another on the stage for another year of competitive Halo. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Kaysan Showdown. It's been an amazing day of LAN preview here for Halo Infinite in 2025 on the Halo Championship Series season that is to come starting in just a few weeks' time. CTF Forbidden went the way of Spacestation in the end of a 2-1. It's going to be Slayer recharge 50-31 in favor of FaZe Clan. And you see Tusk right now running through what they need to do on that side to make sure they stay ahead in this series.
Yeah, it's another change that we haven't really talked about, right? Yeah. Optic making the decision to pick up Lunchbox and relieve Tusk of the coaching duties on the roster. Initially, he was there. Now he's obviously stood behind the FaZe boys there, so he's found a home. And Doing a pretty good job of it at the moment. You have to say, everybody on FaZe doing a pretty good job of it, especially after that last game and the way that they took that away from SSG. But now we move into the unknown, right? There's so many unknowns to talk about this season. We will be talking about them for quite some time, but the fact that we're seeing a new game type between these two teams for the first time on LAN, this is a game type where fundamentals, maybe not being on the same page, I don't think it's as important as some of the game types that some teams might just have those fundamentals down because they've played them so many times and everything just works for them, right? This is something that everybody's had to learn together.
Yeah, absolutely. And specifically excited to see exactly how each of these teams approach this, because there's a lot of different schools of thought on the way that you can play bomb here. Of course, there's a lot of advantage to being able to run bomb pink side now with that front jump and what that might offer you in terms of being able to move the bomb. But you're going to have to see some sneaky play. You're going to have to see some waiting and baiting, and also just patient play when you don't have the opportunity and not pushing, making sure you're prioritizing exactly where the bomb is and the numbers on the map, as well as control of your own base. It plays completely unique in the suite of game types. It's going to play different, of course, than Flag does, even though you're looking at the same map with the same objective positions. The flow of the gameplay is quite different.
One thing I've always enjoyed about bomb as well is, like, it's so important to, you know, track your kills like you do in any competitive Halo game type, but you've also just got to keep a constant thought of, like, where is that bomb?
Yeah.
Like, what side of the map is it on? Are we moving it forward? Are we progressing it? All of those kind of things that all make it very, very interesting to watch as a Halo fan. As we start off on the point of view of StelluR, he's going to get that camo. It was 3 dead off the rip for FaZe.
Yeah, 3 dead. It was 2 dead, a staggered 3 for Spacestation as well. So kills coming in for both sides, but as you say, the early advantage will go to StelluR. How can he play this camo sneaky? Like this.
Bang. Back smack. Got him. The perfect way to pick. I think that's the kill you want with camo, right?
Exactly.
Sneak behind someone, get that first one, take no damage whatsoever. Finds another one. What a nade that was, by the way.
Dirty.
Just ramps it up off of the geometry behind that pillar.
I'm telling you, it's the hangover. It's the hangover gif. He's running the numbers in his head. That's the second time we've seen a fantastic nade from him in 2 games.
I thought you were going to say it's the hangover. StelluR went out last night.
No, don't worry. He
did run away. We don't know that.
Someone did in the building, but we won't talk about that. Maybe we will later. 2 dead here for FaZe off the rip.
See, FaZe are trying to progress this a little bit here, but it is still down around the mid-map. Nobody's able to really get control at the moment. Finally, it looks like Pznguin is going to be the player who starts to try and progress it, which is going to force SnakeBite away from the closet and to wrap back in towards where he is.
Good shots to help not able to come in, though, despite the info. Lucid will finally get there. Make sure to time it before the shields go back, and he'll be taken down. StelluR, last player alive for SSG momentarily. Needs to trade here, doesn't, though, which is going to be big for the timing here. SnakeBite has to decide if he wants to challenge in the util, because here comes the FaZe push.
First opportunity for that bomb to be moved in towards the SSG base, and you can see they're trying to bait out the nades at the moment. They want to make sure that they're in a position where if they go forward, they're not taking free damage from those respawners nades, but that's going to be 4 dead. That's a great defensive hold from Spacestation. Yeah. Looking at the FaZe side again, not the first time we've seen this, them approaching the base on Aquarius. Think back to the Optic game, right?
Yep.
Where they're not getting inside of that base and picking up the kills off respawn. The nades did too much damage for my liking.
Okay, shout out to observing team there, watching the the pro combo coming in and knowing the sight line where it was going to get cleaned up. That was too clean. As FaZe is trying to make this happen, however, 3 dead. Bomb is arming.
Bomb is arming, and Pznguin is the closest player to it. This is going to be an arm. SSG will strike first, and it's going to be 1-0 to them for the first time. They get that bomb up the map and take ourselves back.
Yep.
It's FaZe off the back of having a 4 dead, having that bomb in the utility of SSG. They can't convert. They go 4 dead. SSG don't make that mistake.
Also want to shout out SnakeBite. As you saw on the death cam, he had the opportunity to fly out util and try to challenge if he wanted. Instead, he backed up. He waited for help, and they timed their push out of the base perfectly to get the 4 dead. They do not waste any time. They continue slaying, and as you say, that leads to the bomb arm. So it's a great defensive, just kind of end-to-end gameplay coming in from SSG.
I'm sure Tusk has got the notebook out after it. Even what he's seen so far for the FaZe side and going, okay, let's work on what we do after we get a 4 dead on Aquarius, because it's certainly a glaring thing that can be addressed very, very easily, you would imagine, that will bring FaZe a lot I mean, it can even be adjusted in this game. You never know.
That is the question as well, is do you still try to force util when you get those kills? Obviously, they're going to be spawning back base and Fridge at that point, but there's a lot to be said about really trying to force Fridge in Nutribomb specifically as much as you can and as often as you can. At that point, it was probably too late to abandon the util pressure. However, look for these teams to continue looking for Pink and looking for Fridge even more than you would in a Flag or a Slayer.
Lucid Nice little double kill there. Wins the 1v1 against Suppressed. Pznguin comes in to clean it up. That bomb is starting to progress towards the SSG base just a little bit here. Camo's coming up as well. Pznguin avoids that grenade, but not the second one. But he still gets the kill. Camo pops as well, and what important timing that could be, because now SSG off respawn have got to worry about the bomb moving, the camo coming up as well, and Pznguin at the moment is doing a lot of work to really throw off SSG.
And then he trades as well. That nade must have been further than it looked and appeared in my rearview mirror, because that thing looked like it was real close to the top of the shroom stairs, but in the end, now TriPPPeY with the camo play in the same exact position. Let's see what he could do.
Trying to avoid the damage from those nades. Eco spawns him out.
That's some 20/20 vision there from Eco, spotting his flag. Might even get the kill in the end yet. He does!
Oh my goodness. That's 20/25 vision.
He's got his... He's got
from Eco.
20/25 indeed. He's got his number. In the end, 2 will fall from FaZe. 3.
Okay, finds one though. It's going to make it a little bit more interesting. Finally, the base will essentially be cleaned out, and now Lucid can turn his attention from stopping FaZe entering the base to moving that bomb away to a more neutral position mid-map where they can just wait and play for the mid-map themselves. TriPPPeY will be taken down. Good communication coming in from him, but it's a 3v3 for now.
That's what I love about Bomb, really. If you, oh my gosh, beautiful movement coming in as well.
They're trapped on the util.
Instead, he goes right in the pink door. He says, I got no time for this.
They're trapped on the util, so this routing is really, really smart. A couple of players coming off the respawn, though. Maybe the timing not quite there for SSG. I like the idea, but again, the execution not quite on point in the way they needed to be.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to notice there is, had he front jumped, would he have had... Wait a second. Had he front jumped, would he have had enough time, really, is the question now. Arm starts. Just trying to stay alive in this 1v1. TriPPPeY in the end wins it. And that should be the last presence in the base.
Another example of how that little new front jump from...
Could have made the difference.
The fridge side into the base from TriPPPeY just catches you off guard, forces you to check another angle.
Not done yet.
Lucid keep this alive, by the way. And one thing about the arm, you get it going, that's going to stay there for quite some time. You're going to have to really throw it out. So SSG weren't able to convert and weren't able to follow up on the amount of time that was put on that arm either.
Yeah, it's really interesting too on Aqua. Specifically, you do want to toss out of the base, obviously. However, it's interesting and it's different, whereas on other maps, if you're talking about Fortress Bomb, you actually want to hold for a second before throwing, because you and I have talked about how sticky the arm is. This is a very, very, if you're familiar with the game type setting and that term, the bomb is very sticky, the arm. It takes a while to unwind in Halo Infinite. But of course, on Aquarius, expect the teams to just throw it out as fast as they can without worrying about the stickiness specifically.
The fuse is still lit, so to speak, for quite some time. Lucid, working with SnakeBite, will clean out Suppress. FaZe losing a couple of numbers, so now TriPPPeY's just trying to lay down some damage, try and help Falcated break into the base, even up these numbers a little bit, but Lucid picks up another kill, and now he's just trying to play his life and stay alive. SSG have defended their base very, very well so far in this game.
Really well indeed. Take a look at the kills. It's StelluR, 19 and 12, currently leading. TriPPPeY not far behind, and he's been at the top of the kill category in a lot of these games. Only 3 kills behind at 16 and 14.
SnakeBite did not like that slide noise because he knew that the player he was fighting wasn't. So I knew from that little bit of information he gets, he knows there's 2 players moving. And FaZe know that 4 players are dead from SSG. Now, FaZe, can you take advantage of this? They have the arm started. They have the bomb in the base. SSG throwing some grenades.
Great nades.
And they stop the arm, but like we mentioned, it is pretty sticky. Pznguin's going to go for it, and they are going to get the arm. So the fuse was still converted enough, and even though Pznguin will take the splash damage from the explosion, Spacestation's still on the back foot, and it looks like TriPPPeY wants to progress this as they tie this game up at 1-1.
They're watching spawns and then going to go ahead and grab right away. And one of the things I love about this, if you've been playing Bomb, you know, since H2, H3, regardless of when you started playing this game type, it's such a different dynamic. You saw Lucid do it, and now you're seeing TriPPPeY kind of get creative with it as well. It's the only game type where you have this sneaky kind of element where the opponent does not know exactly how you're playing this, and you need to play slow, and the routing of how you use that objective. You know, I guess the closest parallel would be flag routing, but you really can get creative with the way you look to manage the game in Bomb.
Just over 4 minutes left in this game. Looking across the stats at the moment, StelluR 23 and 15. Huge stats coming in from him, playing off the assists that have been picked up by SnakeBite and Eco, 13 apiece. On the other side of things, it's going to be TriPPPeY leading the way in the kills category, but the KD overall And assists combined, you look at the stats from Pznguin, 17, he's just turned to 40, but 10 assists as well.
Look at the damage SnakeBite is outputting in every... Look at the assists that are just flying in. Outputting damage in every direction while he has camo. Just knows exactly where he needs to be shooting and when and exactly how much. Picks up another kill as well. Here they come.
Bomb is in the base. If they can get this kill, there's one more player on the pick door. Make it 2 as the respawners start to come in. But SSG are collapsing here, and SSG should be in a position to maybe get this bomb armed. The nades are going to come in from the respawners. What is the timing like? Falcated's there, punches him in the guts. SnakeBite gets the double kill, gets the arm. And it will be SSG who go up by 2 as he picks up yet another kill before finally he's taken down.
Clip the whole thing, take it, frame it, put it in a museum. Beautiful from SnakeBite. 3 dead off the back of that as well. Unbelievable camo play top mid. The assist just kept coming in. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It felt like I was watching some kind of illegal gambling website, the way that all of that was coming in. Just picks up every single set of kills.
It could be illegal gambling website.
It felt illegal to me. It did not feel legal. 2 dead apiece now as the bomb is continuing to be moved up the room stairs. But all the assists, all the damage, does it with camo, stays alive, starts the arm, drops, gets the next kill, plays the block perfectly, gets the arm and the melee, and then the trade afterwards as well. Big plays from SnakeBite here. He's 14 and 12 with 16 assists.
Pure brilliance from SnakeBite, and that means that SSG now find themselves up 2-1 as Andy steps away to clear his browser history. 2 minutes 30 left on the game clock. But here comes the bomb from FaZe. They're moving in again.
Here comes the push. Opportunity to tie this at 2-2. 2 more kills do come in as well. The arm's going to start.
They've got the pink door locked down. They're going to get this one, I think. The nades come in, they rain down, but they're not going to be able to stop it. And it's going to be FaZe who answer back. We're tied up at 2-2, and Pznguin has the camo as well.
And still 3 dead. See if they grab this bomb right away off the rip. Instead, it's going to be very nice damage. Barely takes any himself. Pznguin picks up the first kill. A little bit of deja vu. StelluR tries to fly out. Can't. SnakeBite needs to stay alive. Pink one, not going to be easy.
This position here from Pznguin so important as well because they're moving the bomb. If he can control this area of the map, keep the pressure onto SSG, the spawns that come in on the side of FaZe, they're going to be fighting people who are half shields, third shields. And that's exactly what he's done.
Man,
now everyone from SSG trapped in the base again.
Beautiful angling. Look at the way he's playing this and just isolating every single battle, every single sightline, and staying alive as long as possible here. 144 left.
Finally, it's going to be SnakeBite who flies in and cleans out, I think, 2 or 3 players. Certainly involved in at least 3 fights there in the utility to clear out FaZe finally, who are putting that pressure on. Now transfers his attention towards the pink side, and it's going to be SSG who, most importantly for them, progress that bomb far enough up the map. They don't have to worry about it going into their base, but now they can pressure the FaZe base.
Yeah, despite the info that Pznguin had and the amount of damage he was able to do and how long he stayed alive in the util, in the end it was not enough. The team just couldn't get the pieces together. StelluR front jumping here, 1 minute left. Of course, an arm here could be the game winner.
Got to bait these nades out for the respawners of FaZe though. They've got a little bit of damage. They're going to double push this. They know that TriPPPeY's weak, but they didn't see that Pznguin was not. TriPPPeY's going to challenge. Big fight here, and TriPPPeY wins it, but look at what's happening on the other side of things. Lucid is going to be bodyguarded, excuse me, gets the beat down.
Big throw.
Big throw. Big throw to clear it out. If he doesn't make that, then Eco plants. Pznguin was last alive in that situation, but got that bomb out.
What a job there from Suppressed. Last player who was in position, and all the way, not only that, they've also tossed the bomb all the way across, 41 seconds left. And if they get the right damage and kills, they could try to do something before OT.
Double kill from StelluR though. Pink lane becomes open. TriPPPeY gets taken down as well. It's 4 dead. It's 4 dead for FaZe.
With camo as well.
27 seconds left on the game clock, running it towards Eco, but the spawner comes in below Eco and will cut him down, but with the camo, they still have a chance here, SSG.
Yeah, fridge spawns coming in. They tried to get to Shroom Stairs. I like the idea, however, in the end. They try to avoid the fight instead of taking it immediately, and they get punished. 10 seconds left, which means we are going to be going into... Oh, Suppressed got some kind of memo.
He should realize he left the cooker on for a second.
He had to run back. In the end, he stays alive. First kill's going to go down. SnakeBite is the first to fall. 3 minutes added. We are into overtime here, tied 2-2. Oh shit! Just forgot something. Got to run back in the end. It was the right. It was the right. We have all been there, and it was the right call. 2 dead for SSG momentarily.
Threat sensor goes in here. TriPPPeY going to be on the overhead, but doesn't matter when no one's got any shields in front of you. He takes down Lucid. Ex-teammates going up against each other. Expect to hear that a lot this season as Falcated wraps back to deal with the overextender in Eco. The bomb is down mid-map at the moment. 2 minutes 20. No one with the advantage really on the map at the moment. When you're looking at maybe space-owned FaZe, But SSG, all of them are alive for now.
Falcated dodging every nade, and it feels like every bullet as well. Bomb will reset, but of course not really a big deal on a map like this in terms of the proximity of those bomb resets. Much less of a deal when we talk about compared to Fortress. Much larger map where those resets are going to be a much bigger factor in the game. It's going to be 2 dead for Spacestation, 3 dead momentarily. Lucid was your last player alive.
Yeah, info on him as well, most importantly, but anyone in position to start moving that bomb, Lucid somehow gets in that position and gets a kill as well. So Suppress now has to turn his attention back to mid-map initially to try and make sure that Lucid was dealt with, but when he was, that space that he gained on the map, he's had to give up. It allows SSG to get a little bit of a foothold here. FaZe find themselves 2 dead, and StelluR's got a camo.
Oh, StelluR trying to slow play this, but he gets eagle-eyed from several directions, which also lights him up, and he gets taken down without dealing much damage at all. It's a very, very important play coming in from FaZe.
Bomb still not really being progressed on either side at the moment. Lucid in the 1v1 with Pznguin. Good nade coming in. Neither team going to be credited with the kill, though. Lucid will find one elsewhere. StelluR finds another. And now there is a lane open for SSG to try and force this in towards the util and maybe towards a game-winning plant here.
Ooh, another kill as well. It means they're going to have 1 dead. Still a man advantage, 60 seconds left.
Green gun could be massive here because he can just rip shields away. Falcated does a little bit more damage than Lucid would have wanted in that fight,
difference. It's a big difference. Just as you said, that extra damage could be the difference between this bomb still going or not.
SnakeBite inside of the base, but last alive. And that bomb is not going anywhere.
It's crazy. That's what we mean. When we talk about Halo Infinite being a game of margins, we mean if you get 2 extra shots in a player, that might be the difference between a bomb going in or not. And that's just what we saw just now.
30 seconds left in the game. Does anybody have that clutch genetic that everybody wants to own to get that bomb in and go 2-1 up in this series? But again, it's just mid-map trades at the moment. FaZe, though, finding themselves all of a sudden on the back foot.
It looks like they have to be moving immediately now, especially with the reset now. And the reset timer, that is going to be it. I believe we're going to be going into another sudden death overtime. 4 seconds left on the clock.
Time will dwindle down. Nothing to decide who is going to be taking this. We will get this game restarted, and it will be, if I'm not mistaken, first bomb to win, first arm to win. But we'll be taking this game, but 2-2. I mean, God.
And if you were wondering if Bomb was going to be a bloodbath this year, you absolutely guessed it. It's going to be down to the wire matches like that, where all it takes is the difference in the timing of a single kill, for example, in the back of a base, can be the difference on if a team has enough advantage to begin that arm. In the end, we'll take a look. 2-2. We are ending not only in regulation, but of course tied at the end of overtime as well. That was 16 minutes and 25 seconds of neutral bomb. It ends 2-2. We'll take a look at some of the stats outliers. TriPPPeY, 30 kills on the board. However, StelluR on the other side, the biggest stat line without a doubt. He goes 35 and 27.
Yeah, very impressive numbers coming in from him. I just want to highlight 21 assists, 22 assists. I'm talking about SnakeBite and Pznguin respectively for their team. So a lot of damage being done for them. It's kind of like that was we know that bombing can be an attritional game type. We know that it's a little bit back and forth and a bit headbutty, but that was a good example of it. There was big moments in that game. Think about the SnakeBite run that led to that second plant for SSG. Think about the trip he played in and around the base that secured it for FaZe to answer back almost immediately. Those moments in and around the base, I think, are going to be what defines Aqua Bomb. It's about if you have the 4 dead situation and you get that bomb progressed to the bridge or one of the entrances in towards the base, you have to wait for those nades. You have to bait the nades out for the defensive team before you start to progress, because it's so much free damage with the ramps up into that armed space that you've just got to be a bit more patient than maybe you would expect to be on a game like Capture the Flag, for example, when you're just trying to move an objective off of a stand into a different position.
I agree, and I also think patience is going to be the name of the game in the game type, especially because think about when the time you had Lucid kind of bringing the bomb from bottom middle. He chose Shroom Stairs, but gets lit up across from the fridge and the pink angles. And I think a lot of the times in Neutral Bomb, you will have to take the very potentially frustrating decision to slay 2 more players before, maybe not to start the arm, but to finish the arm and get the bomb on the board. You're going to have to say, okay, even though we could chance it, let's drop, let's shoot a bit extra, let's make sure we're watching these chokes, and it's going to take an extra second, but I do think you're going to see that with as close as these teams are. The teams that are able to play with just a bit more patience when required, don't get me wrong, there are going to be times to go fast. There are going to be times to hit drop slides to get the bomb across, and then you reslay and things like that. But I do think you're going to need to be very specific, and the teams that are playing together when they're arming will be rewarded, even if it means waiting 1 to 2 extra seconds.
Yes, that patience is going to certainly pay off in the longer run, so to speak, when it comes to those bombs being planted. So as you can see on the double overtime, that we're going to see the ruling. First point will win, so first arm will win. No chance for a comeback here. What do you reckon time-wise? When do you reckon we're going to see the first arm?
4 minutes 37 into the game.
I like the specificity.
That's what I try to bring.
I'm also very happy that I got that word out.
That was good from you.
It's good for me.
Yeah, I was worried.
It's been a while since we casted.
When you started, hey, it's great to be back.
Yeah, we got to appreciate the moments where we remember what to do.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, speaking of, fantastic to have all of you joining us here. We hope you've been enjoying the Kaysan Showdown number 6 of Halo Infinite. Fantastic to have him, as well as Halo Studios, a lot of the Halo Championship Series team, and of course, FaZe Clan helping us put this event together. Double overtime between these two squads on Aqua Bomb will decide it. Of course, will be the go-ahead game in the series if you're just joining us. We're tied 1-1 between these two. This is the elimination semifinal, and the loser here will go home from the day. This is do or die. So as you can imagine, even more on the line in double OT.
Opening break, won by SSG last time around. They did get a little bit of map advantage. Remember, Stella got that camo. Even though it was a kind of even split for the kills, the power-up was picked up by them. Opening break in these overtime situations is always so important. If you get a 3-4 dead plus the camo, that objective can be moved. You can start to move it forward. And that can be the game going your way. Initially, it's trades. No surprise to see that as the two teams once again butt heads.
Looks like early top mid pressure right now from FaZe, especially with the man advantage. We'll see if they can even get another one. If so, that should be a camo grab and maybe the first advantage of the game.
Ooh, those little wins like that from SnakeBite can be a difference maker as well. Pznguin's trying to chase him down, but instead decides to play his life. StelluR finds one though. Where's that camo gone? I think it might have been burnt. It doesn't look like anyone has it from my point of view. No. TriPPPeY does have it. Oh, just taking a bit of damage that made it seem like he didn't.
Yeah, just shooting so much, it didn't even look like he had it. Bomb's still bottom middle here, and as you could tell, Mark, I think you put it best. These teams are aware of how much is on the line here. I think you'd see a traditional open quite different, but really playing and making sure they do not give up any sort of major advantage and be forced into a situation.
What a nade from StelluR.
Once again, StelluR's been doing the geometry work in the offseason. Not everyone, sometimes we call them summer school, but in this time it would be winter classes. StelluR has been in the lab.
3 dead here for FaZe. TriPPPeY. Last alive. Pznguin trapped in the back of his base off of respawn as well. You can see TriPPPeY's actually a spawner, excuse me, so it was essentially a little bit of a staggered 4 dead. SSG looking to progress that bomb into the utility.
I like this from
and
SnakeBite.
In towards the base. He knows he's just got to wait.
Yep.
He can't kill
Like
everyone right
patience.
now.
It's all about the patience here, and I like this. He knows that there's no reason for him to poke and take this first damage.
And he's waiting those nades. Look at the angle he's playing. He's not pushed up. He's not trying to shoot. He's trying to bait nades at the moment. It's all he's trying to do. Wait for StelluR to do something. StelluR's going to find 2, and now they can start to collapse.
Look, trying to bait as well. Baiting with the bomb.
Just waiting for those nades, waiting for those nades. Now the damage can come in. TriPPPeY respawning in the back of the base, though. Going to make it a little bit more difficult, but here comes StelluR. This flank has been developing. Falcated does get the throw out. But the movement from StelluR, is it good enough to secure the kill? Yes!
Wild trade there in the end, but specifically, a lot of respect is due to both teams there because of how patiently they played that. That was a beautiful chess match in terms of waiting and baiting and also baiting with the bomb pickups. And where did the camo go? Pznguin says it was just here a moment ago. In the end, not able to take it. 3 dead for the side of FaZe.
3 dead for FaZe, and now the opportunity really to arm. This is a strong position to find themselves in. TriPPPeY's going to fly, and he'll be dealt with. Lucid going to try and keep that fuse alive as well. Nades are there,
not perfect.
But look at this, they're on the shelves. The tippy toes are keeping them away from that splash damage. The fuse is still lit, remember.
They're still together.
So they can still get this one. They are still going for the arm.
Beautifully done.
SnakeBite is doing a huge amount of damage alongside StelluR. TriPPPeY's coming back for round 2 here. The punch comes in. They just need to touch this to get the arm, and it will be there. It will be Spacestation who secure it, and will go up 2-1 in the series.
SnakeBite and Lucid versus the world in the back of the base. Beautifully done.
That was horde mode in the back of the base.
Meanwhile, StelluR in the the double overtime period goes 11-3. Just StelluR things. Doing his normal numbers, casually almost quadruple positive, by the way, in the overtime. But how about SnakeBite staying alive in the back of the base? And what did we say? It is all about patience. SnakeBite and Lucid staying alive, initially avoiding the grenades. They had to be perfect. When you're playing screens like that, your nades have got to be absolutely perfect there. It's almost impossible to nade people out of screens like that and get the kill. They stay alive. How much baiting and switching and dropping did we see of the bomb? Obviously, traditionally, we're now seeing that the melee is the last kill on the player if you're hugging the block with the bomb. Beautifully done. Oh my God. Take a look at the duration of that game. What did I say, 3 minutes 37?
So you were wrong.
Come on. 3 minutes and
3 minutes 31. I'll give you that. I'll give it, dude.
That was not bad, huh?
From you. But take a look at the replay.
Replays from the entire game, by the way. I'm pretty proud of that. 6 seconds off for an overtime duration prediction.
I would be celebrating that as well.
Okay.
I would be celebrating that as
Appreciate that.
within the corrective ratio of what I said.
So yeah, I'm not going to pop off.
That's all you.
I'm not going to pop off. I just think it was a good job here. Take a look at the highlights from the entire game.
Not going to pop up, dude. You just stood up and celebrated.
Okay, let's not. Can we not talk about that? 25 and 16 here at this point in the game.
I'm not having you lie.
I've been lying the whole time.
2-2. This is the regulation time before, of course, we did go into double overtime. This is some of the moments that we did see. This big play, by the way, was this suppressed, if I wasn't mistaken?
It was suppressed who tossed, but a teammate had front jumped. So if you don't have a player who's front jumping while a player is high util pushing, you don't get that stop. So it was big, but really it was just, as we saw, delaying the inevitable. Look at this here. They have 2 players alive on screens. One gets taken down.
How much damage they've taken.
SnakeBite in the back of the base. Lucid gets his shields all the way. Beautifully done. Look at this, just versus the world in the back of the base.
I mean, one thing it's a great indication of, right, is we mentioned that fuse time to disarm. You can, it's a lot longer than what we've seen in traditional bomb game types where, you know, you touch that bomb, you throw it out, it's defused, right? You don't have to worry about it. The fuse time stays there. That's why Spacestation were more than comfortable not to just try and stick that, but they can take their time, they can keep it there, they can really kind of work away at just waiting for that fuse to go down before they get the arm, and by doing so, they finally get that game on the board at 3-2. Now we move over to Oddball Live Fire. I think FaZe, when you look at game types, again, it looked like game number 2 was going to be one that favored them, that they'd be comfortable on with the way that it plays. Knowing how Oddball went for SSG on Recharge a little bit earlier against Shopify Rebellion, where they barely got a point in the 2 rounds that we saw, I think FaZe will be feeling pretty confident as well. Knowing also the Oddball against Optic, they were pretty good. They could have won that one. Yeah, absolutely. I think FaZe just needs to make sure to kind of play their smart ball and know that, for example, if you're in a 50-50 scenario and you think you might need to play, make the play ball, right? Because if you think you already have an edge in a game type like Oddball, there's no reason to force 50-50s, and there's no reason to try to squeeze out points out of opportunities where they really aren't there. So I think as long as they continue to play very smart Oddball, they have very good chances in this one. Yeah, I think just try and play numbers. It's a very simple thing, right? And they really were struggling to do that in the game against Shopify Rebellion, partly because of the brilliance of Shopify Rebellion, but partly because it felt like they were just trying to push the game a little bit too quickly, not take that extra second, allow them to have 10-15 seconds before they put a good push together. So I think a lot learned, for sure, from SSG from that game. We'll have to see if they can implement it here, or if it'll be FaZe who continue what was a pretty good showing against Optic. 2-1, could have very easy, 3 points, was it? No, so 7 points away. Yeah. So it was 97 to 60 something in that final round. That could have easily been a FaZe game type. It's almost the perfect one, right? To see who's learned the most in the last few moments. I was going to say the same thing, and also sets us up for a very good opportunity for a game number 5 between these two as well. We'll have to see if they can bounce back. In Oddball Live Fire, you kind of saw on the expressions of all the players, especially Suppressed there, kind of throwing his head back just a bit, you know, thinking there was a little bit more that we left on the table in that game, and we could have continued the fight. They had already played, as we said, over 20 minutes of play in that game type alone, and they will find themselves getting taken down. And like you said, we saw that earlier where they were just behind Optic Gaming earlier today. They're going to bring all of those learnings forward here in this game number 4, because they know they are now in do or die territory. So Oddball up next, 2 rounds to win. If you just joined us for the first time, maybe you've come over from different esports titles and you're watching right now and you're like, hey, what's this all about? 2 rounds to win. Hold that Oddball for 100 points and you get that round on the board. We've got a sniper rifle, which is obviously going to be very, very important to hold down to deny any players moving across the map, and we have that camo still in play as well. How do you feel about this one? How you feeling? We're seeing a game 5? I think we're seeing a game 5. We're seeing a game 5. I think we're going to see it here. Let's see what we can do. Spacestation, of course, though, going to want to have something to say about that result. And, of course, what would be better than StelluR having snipe off the rip? Here he comes. Oh, wait. It hits everything. It does not discriminate. If it moves, he will hit it. Do not get in front
of this man.
TriPPPeY finds that out
Also,
next.
if he's not moving, it'll hit you.
He knows the Penguin's around here somewhere.
Oh,
Get out of here.
Buys himself an extra second, does a lap. Don't worry, he'll catch him on the flip side.
2 minutes left though. And as silly as it sounds, even though he's hitting a lot of good shots, it hasn't been really to the net positive of SSG, as it's going to be FaZe who's picking up kills elsewhere, and they're going to pick up the camo as well. I like this from Suppress. He's going to try and move this one back towards his teammate. StelluR still doing work, by the way. StelluR's 3-0 at the start of this one.
But it was fun to watch.
Oh, don't get me wrong, it was great.
I'm still grateful for it. The side of SSG, as you say, they would have preferred a few more points and a bit more control on the board. Lots of cuts presence coming in, and Suppress is in trouble as he finds himself actually taken down 3 dead and was visible from every single player on the opposite team he's taken down. And in the end, even though it's a little bit of a delayed start, all of that advantage will eventually be collapsed on, and Spacestation will take the lead here.
I think SSG were listening for a second there.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, cool, all right, no more fun.
They're like,
we'll just hold
these
the
two
eyeball.
again.
Yep. Guys just hate people having fun. TriPPPeY trying to move across the nest bridge for now. Lucid finds that kill. Eco goes for the stick, gets the stick, turns it into a double. TriPPPeY, he might be stuck as well.
Oh, that was dangerous. If that nade came off the doorway, could have been different. But TriPPPeY actually picks up 2 because the nade is not perfect and far from perfect, if we're honest. 2 dead for each side momentarily. And what could have been a lot more points on the board for SSG eventually becomes a FaZe hold.
So 20 or so points on the board off their first hold for SSG. Not the most devastating hold that we've ever seen, but kind of what I would describe as a standardized hold when you get the first couple of kills and then have to hold off that second push. But Falcated at the moment, he's under so much pressure. You can see that SSG are collapsing in on him for these final kills. Eco's going to fly in. He's going to find one. We'll be able to hold on at the back of green, and SnakeBite will find the second. And the third as well, by the looks of things, and SSG turned that into ball time. Lucid picks it up, wraps the back tower. As that camo comes up, the perfect place to be is at the top of these towers.
Really nicely done from SSG. By the way, I do want to see what on earth happened. Eco did not hit the insta. It was like a delayed insta and the stick off the wall or something, and that player on cuts. We'll have to see that off screen exactly how that went down, but in the end, very nice. Once again, baiting and switching, and also damage trading that's coming in. They will get the first kill, and if they get the second one here, this should be a continued hold.
Suppress trying to break through though with that camo. SnakeBite with a big win. He'll be taken down, but Lucid is going to wrap this ball away, and this is a very smart route from him. He knows we're certainly going to find out that TriPPPeY's in front of him, rips the shields away, can't get the kill, but that'll ball now in a very contestable position on either side.
Yeah, very nicely done. Eco can just even move bags, get some damage, drop key if he needs to, and will. Ooh, maybe even picks up this kill? Suppress doesn't let that happen. 2 dead for SSG. A lot of time on the board, though, early on for SSG. And FaZe Clan has a little bit of work to do to get back in this one.
Yeah, certainly do. However, ball is in their hands, and Suppress has a sniper rifle with a lot of ammo in it. TriPPPeY with the first kill as well. Will be traded out, but hit a few shots here, and Suppress will be feeling good about time on the board here for FaZe. Love this rotate as well. Look at them trying to move it away. Suppress hit some good shots, but the pressure from SSG is going to be shot down. And by the way, how many perfects have we seen from the POV of Pznguin today?
That's the kind of play in theater I'm like, yep, sus. if I'm the one getting taken down, I'm like, yeah, no, no way he's hitting those. But unbelievable shots from Pznguin, just dealing damage so well in these scenarios. Holding cuts as best he can too, and gets some melee, which will be traded out. Oh! StelluR back at the
StelluR's
head.
here.
Imagine. Oh, almost. QT down. But look at the game. During all of that chaos, FaZe Clan is the one that benefits. It's going to be now a QT snipe opportunity coming in for Suppressed. They will now go into the lead in the game.
Almost. 1 point the difference. SSG with the most slender lead possible, but now they will get that lead as Suppressed does some great work.
I'm never wrong, just early. Royal 2. They still didn't go in the lead. There we go.
I gave you 3 minutes 31 earlier. I'm not giving you that one. Okay,
no.
That's fair.
I like that from Royal 2, though. Great to have him joining us earlier. Everyone that's been joining us here at the Kaysan Showdown. It's been an amazing day so far, and still a lot of Halo. Keep in mind, we're only in the elimination semifinal. A lot of Halo still to play today. Make sure you keep it glued here. 3 dead for FaZe. That will mean Lucid can hold, and they will now go back into the lead.
So I'm going to get the camouflage as well, as SSG will continue to increase that lead a little bit. A lot of objective interest. Fascinating stat line in this game, by the way. Lucid is 5-5 and has the most ball time for his team. Like, that's such a strange stat to see for him, yeah.
But it's amazing, too. When we talk about there not being roles in these later years of Halo titles, it could not be more true. And that's a great kind of evidence of that, where you have a player like Lucid who's just known for huge numbers, huge plays, huge slaying control. Just 5 and 6 now in a game where they're leading.
Look at this movement from Suppressed as well. He's making life very, very difficult for Eco, and Eco finally does get taken down because of it. FaZe with control of that odd ball once more. Suppressed is playing his life. He's being such a nuisance at the moment. StelluR finally puts pay to it, and FaZe will play ball. But essentially a tight game here with 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock.
So they're trying to stay alive bottom middle. They have 2 dead, so they should be able to. He's going to go ahead and reverse Christmas tree. Santa Claus on the map and is able to get that one. Let's see if he can hit this shot as well. He does!
That's StelluR. That's the double kill.
Thought about it.
Repulse is back up to take a new angle as well.
The discipline there. Because StelluR could have hit that.
By the way, I need to talk about reverse Christmas tree that you got.
It's a reverse. It's a reverse chimney, isn't it?
Yeah.
Reverse Santa Claus. I don't know. I just started saying holiday terms very quickly in rapid succession.
You knew that something was there.
I knew. Well, I also knew something was wrong. Yeah. 92 points on the board here for Spacestation. What is a reverse Christmas tree? I don't know.
I don't even want to think. StelluR's still doing some work though. Pznguin though, look at the flood coming in from from FaZe, excuse me. They have that opal in their hands, and even with 8 points only required here for Spacestation, it is going to be FaZe who have that hold. Look at Nuisance and SnakeBite's being as well. Pznguin now been doing a lot of work with that bandit. We were talking about the perfects, but now it's time for headshots. And he finds one onto Lucid.
He's like, nope, I don't want to shoot that guy. Very nice target acquisition and discipline once again from Pznguin. And take a look at this. It's still 2 dead. Make it a staggered 3 dead. We'll see if they can hold ball.
Holding the ball is what they're going to be doing.
This is the final push. They're waiting for each other. This will be the final push here.
Yes.
Can FaZe Clan hold?
Yeah, it's a push versus hold scenario. Lucid gets that first pick though. He gets that first pick, but it's going to be traded out. Another 2 trades go down. A 2v2 right now. StelluR, he wins the individual. Suppressed is left on his own. He doesn't know whether to try and win the round. Is it going to play? Oh my goodness.
It does not play off the map.
It stays on the edge. It stays on the edge.
Eco doesn't get it. Eco did not grab it.
Respawners from FaZe. They're over a green. They're over a green. He cannot grab it right now though because he will just be taken down. And now it just becomes a battle.
Oh my god.
The spawns at green were massive for FaZe, but now it's going to be grabbed. It's going to be Lucid who moves it away. SSG should
not done.
They can't take it. 98 to 97.
Where is SnakeBite? SnakeBite's in no position. The ball did play, but it might be too late. SnakeBite's in rat tunnel. That'll be it. FaZe Clan in the end takes the round.
What on earth?
Oh my god. Look at, I think Pznguin is all of us right now. Pznguin is all of us. Deep sighs from everyone on the side of FaZe. Unbelievable. Eco inches to the ball at back mud pillars, but he does not grab it. I think he meant to grab it and pull it back, and I think he had the time to do so. Lucid able to get the play ball in the end, but I think they had already lost the time that they needed. What an unbelievable finish to that game.
Wow, that's round number 1. That is an incredible end to round number 1.
And Suppressed must have been thinking when he didn't get the play ball, which by the way was centimeters off, camo not burned, still down. The play ball was centimeters off at back mud. He must have been thinking, with those spawns, I have just blown it. I did not play that ball when I could have. Thought he could maybe get the time back. What an unbelievable ending. We'll talk more about that later. We are underway in the round. 2 dead apiece. Early lead for Spacestation.
3 dead here for SSG. Eco last alive.
Wow.
Pznguin with camo and sniper rifle and a lot of ammo too. He's playing the back of A here, and he's going to be scouting on a scouting mission. He gets a little bit of information. Lucid gets taken down, just walks into the reticle. StelluR follows up. StelluR been a nuisance. StelluR been more than a nuisance.
Someone plays that very well. I had a feeling if I had to put money on that, I was thinking Pznguin was going to win that peak battle on the pillar. We've seen it time and time again. Ball will be played. In the end, should be 4 dead if they can take down TriPPPeY. A 1v1 here momentarily.
Ooh, StelluR starting to heat up a little bit here. He
is 3 dead still. First spawner is going to be Pznguin. And FaZe Clan answers back with a nice little hold, but just 21 to 12 here off the opening of round number 2.
Enemy has the ball.
Just the way that StelluR's moving. Starting to hit those shots, starting to hit that consistency, starting to move around the map in a very deliberate way. And hit shots like that. FaZe with a good start to this round, but SSG, again, it's just back and forth between these two teams. It's been kind of, apart from that game number 2, the story of this series.
Look at StelluR just staying alive. He's so selective with the angles he even exposes to. When he has full shields, he's so selective on where he allows damage to come from. The spots that he's checking, the sight lines he's allowing. Beautifully done. It's a
Still
killing
alive.
spree for him. Still alive back tower.
There's still a player from FaZe somewhere around this tower. I think he knows it, but elsewhere the oddball is still being held. No play ball coming in, and StelluR might be thinking about grabbing that one himself. Suppress is already up the cuts, though. He's going to be challenging. It's perfect shots again from StelluR.
Is he going to play this now? He is. Oh my god, this is unbelievable from StelluR. Now he's just going to hold for a second.
That is played. That was what meant to happen at the end of the last round, where that ball goes off the map. That was what was meant to happen.
So well done from StelluR to isolate the angle. First of all, he stays alive for about 45 seconds in back tower, then isolates the angle nest, then over challenges cuts. Most people would not expect that. Gets that kill, is able to then still hold the ball, get a few extra seconds, and then play ball. Beautifully done, and guess what? 3 dead off the back of it. Suppress was your last player alive. StelluR gets the next camo, and it feels like you can't even keep track of what they're doing in time before they've made the next set of rotations. Now, it's 45 points on the board for SSG.
Yeah, SSG just starting to look a little bit better in this round, a little bit more consistent. 50 points on the board, they are going to cross that. As FaZe now have to wait and have to make a play as a 4. But that first pick from SnakeBite is going to be massive. Falcated has no idea that StelluR's here. And when you can't see him, it's pretty difficult, because when you can see him, it's difficult enough.
StelluR does not miss in those battles. Beautifully done, beautiful isolation. They get 2 dead, which means FaZe has to reset. Let's get to a listen in here at the 65 mark with Spacestation Gaming.
Tommy, come on, live.
2 dead. Come back to me. Top mid sniping on the vent.
Yeah, and another one there.
Ball drop.
That was him. One shot in the vent.
Yeah, I died from tires. Nice.
Nice go, Kevin, nice go. That's fine.
Nice. Keep finessing.
Keep finessing.
Yeah, we have snipe.
Spawn to
Yeah, we should try to hit up green here.
Yeah, one top tower.
Let me do I think, guys.
That big guy hiding.
Yeah, could be. I'm at close right.
Tower guys on me.
No, hiding bottom mid, Darius, you coming?
I might have traded him, but and the guy's over door. One shot bottom mid on the repulse. You can see him. Watch it.
I went
There's a sniper down bottom mid, Tommy.
Hello, Trippy. Trippy's one hit elbow.
Yo, dummy door.
2 elbow, 1 hit, and the other one's full. 1 hit on max. Literally on max.
I'm coming for it. Top tower. I need it right now.
Yo, one guy cuts also. I have snipe.
Top tower weak, I think.
Ball
Played it.
drop.
Top mid, Falcated. Cuts again, weak.
Incoming.
Cut.
Here, Braden over here. I have snipe.
Has the ball.
Yeah, ball there, ball guys.
Ball dropped.
Almost cuts.
I'll go try and Keter. One red tunnel.
Top middle, or A nades, guys.
Watch you, Kevin. Watch him. Walking up. One shot A dumb.
Yo, Keto on me, one shot. 2 Keto on me, 1 shot. 2 bolt, weak. 3.
One
I'm flanking it. 2 more.
Gate door. Got one more. Rat tunnel.
Shot on Kevin. Yeah, 2 shots.
He has a 2-bullet snipe. He has a 2-bullet snipe, PJ. Careful.
They're both Keto. One's going for ball, one's getting his shield. He's shot on. Weak Keto.
See that?
Bottom mid to Keto.
He went back.
Treat that, guys. There could be an egg. Live, Braden.
Hey, screens.
One shot here.
Another one's
Another one's going Keto to bottom. Jason it.
Get out. Oh, they spawned A.
Enemy has
Yo,
the
going
ball.
sandbag to...
Lost.
I saw my death. He might be top mid. I'm not sure. There was a repost top mid.
Camo now. Behind Camo now. Kill this guy. He's half shield.
Nading.
Ball
One shot on Camo. Go Keto. One shot Keto.
One guy, real rat tunnel 2, Kevin. Careful.
Nice. Camo down.
Right.
Camo's down. On Camo.
Yep.
Screen's weakened.
Jail and screens.
Pistol.
Yeah, pistol. Half shields.
Keto.
One shot screen. Dead.
All dead. I got ball. I got it.
Yo, he just spawned green. By himself.
I live up, Tommy.
He's trying to play for Guanum.
25
Just got it.
Spawn here.
I'm going to
Enemy
I've
team
bought a
nearing victory.
Well, as Iko said in the listening, I got it. And it's because Spacestation have control of this game and this round now. 90 points almost on the board. And with SnakeBite with the camo in his hands, this is their chance to close out the round.
Beautifully done here. Look at SnakeBite, just so patient. 91 points on the board.
Oh.
3 dead, though. Lucid is going to be your last player alive, and we'll see if he can stay alive in a way that's effective enough. Bottom mid with his sidekick. Trippy
Those
takes
shots
down.
from Trippy, though.
Just like that, this is not over. Let's not forget 9 seconds away for Spacestation to close out the round, but now maybe a big comeback here. Coming in from Falcated and FaZe. We'll see what they can do.
One more push really for Spacestation here to secure this round, but we saw how crazy and hectic things got at the end of the first round of Oddball. They would not want to repeat something like that. FaZe, Falcated, finding some kills, but he's finding himself as last alive as well. And SSG, they're just going to go for that time. Eco's trying to turn the corner, trying to be a nuisance. The dummy spawn came in for TriPPPeY, though, to support him, and Fal was last alive somehow. Now,
Wow.
this game is transitioned into a setup here for FaZe.
1 dead apiece. These are big kills in this moment here.
Enemy has the ball.
If we see FaZe get this hold, there will only be about 1 or 2 pushes max for SSG to push in.
SnakeBite can't connect either. Lucid will find one, though. Fal gets hit by a nade. Lucid being a nuisance to the back of the base. The timing on this push from SSG is so good, and they are going to get those final couple of points, and we find ourselves tied up at 1 round apiece. We are heading into a deciding round between these two teams.
Wouldn't have it any other way. SSG answers back in a big way, and of course they were going to have a lot to think about following that round number 1 without a doubt, and they made sure to take those learnings forward. They make sure to close out the round clinically in the end. With, as you said, a very good push now. Everything to play for here in this round is 1 round of oddball to decide if we're going to a game number 5 or if SSG will eliminate FaZe here early on.
Lucid's turn to have some fun with the big stick. He finds a couple of bodies. He finds the initial headshot with the bandit. Can't quite find the second onto Suppress though, but it's enough of an opening now for that ball to move back towards the tower for SSG.
Also knew that Suppress might poke window. Was a bit early, never wrong.
Good day, sir! Wow! That shot is disgusting onto Pznguin.
Just unbelievable. And I was impressed initially by Suppress being the last player alive to stay alive, but then Lucid's doing these things here. He keeps 2 dead for FaZe. It's a very good opening. However, Suppress with Camo has an opportunity to bring this game back within reason, this round specifically.
There's no way Lucid spots him out. He did, he fired, and that's going to mean it's just a trade off the Camo for Suppressed. Maybe something he's going to look at how he's playing those camos when this tournament is done and dusted, but for now, it's FaZe who are having to fight and they're having to scrap to try and stay alive. Pznguin with that repulse will be able to do so momentarily, but SnakeBite takes him down. Eco, all the meantime, is holding that old ball in his hands.
Yeah, 30 unanswered points here for the side of SSG. They're going to be very happy with how this round has gone, and of course, a lot of that was due to what we were seeing coming out of Lucid. 23 kills on the board for him. This ball shoot.
No way.
Look how strong
Eco
that little concrete curb is.
Did you see Eco's face as well? He's like, not again.
The concrete
not again.
curb. I swear, it's bigger than ever. It feels like that concrete curb. That guy is the little hero.
Concrete curb back and bigger than ever.
He's the little hero of his story. You thought you could play it there, but that thing holds strong.
Big main character energy coming in from
Tough
the concrete
knuckles
curb.
construction at work again. Beautifully done.
SnakeBite on the flank here. He's got a lot of bodies in front of him, but he's got some support and he's got some nades down. So able to survive for now, but finally he's going to be flushed out. FaZe find their footing. 3 dead for Spacestation. FaZe have that old ball. They have them on the respawn. They should be able to make time up here.
And Mark, we joke, we jest, but in all reality, the game is now tied because that ball did not play here, and it's about to actually be a lead change. So a huge factor, that ball not going off the map, and instead you're going to see FaZe get into a narrow lead here. They are right back in it, and that was 3 dead. If they can get these first picks, this would be huge again.
Suppress now, trying to rotate towards the back tower.
There's
towards that. Yeah, we've seen this before.
3 dead again.
We've seen you before.
Oh boy.
Camo coming up. FaZe have rotated really well for this and perfectly timed the kills as well. That was 4 dead for Spacestation.
And
this is more time, and the Camo is up as well.
That was back-to-back 4 deads, and Suppress did not drop the ball. Beautifully done as they now grab the Camo. They've doubled the score of SSG. This would be a big comeback to force a game number 5. TriPPPeY's not done yet.
TriPPPeY with the back smack onto Eco. That's the first pick in the push once again. Now he's just getting info, big info, most importantly stays alive, does not over-challenge there. Now he can re-enter the fight in a few moments' time. The odd ball is down, but only for a few moments. And this is looking like FaZe are starting to run away with this round.
Love the mud hold. It's going to be so hard to get over C. It's going to be so hard to get over tower. And now the ball will be fully played. And the little curb that could prevents Spacestation from holding the ball at all. 4 dead though, and now it's a sizable lead. We'll see if SSG can answer here. They have an opportunity of their own as they trail by 40.
Full snipe here for SnakeBite as well, so he can hit big shots. He can put this game back into the hands of Spacestation, and if he can do that, then there's a chance that they can not just win this round, but win this series. FaZe on the back foot, putting a man like SnakeBite in these kind of positions. This is where he thrives. Pressure situations, back against the wall. He's been doing it for years.
Beautifully done. Right back in this game. It is less than 20-point difference now at 79-64, and SnakeBite hitting every single body shot, dealing the damage that he needed to make sure his team continued scoring.
He's got his attention a little bit split here, though. You can see Lucid and StelluR going to work together. It's a bottom-middle push by the looks of him from FaZe. As StelluR stands on the cuts with that odd ball, FaZe cannot get near this ball for now. It's great rotations. It's damage from SnakeBite. He is hitting everything.
Beautifully done here. That ball will actually be played in the end and reset. So it's a great hold. Now, just like that is a tie game here, 79-78.
That's the biggest shot of them all. He cuts the rotate down. trippy win for that old ball, but just gets his head ripped off by the sniper rifle. That's 3 dead. It could be 4 dead very soon as well. When Spacestation have that ball, it's the last story of the dice hit for FaZe.
Suppress was the first spawner. We'll see what he could do. He's waiting for his teammates here. They're going to be big door and A-bags push. Here it comes.
Enemy has the ball.
Big damage being done. Suppressed has managed to thread the needle. Falcated, he gets taken down though. Pznguin, he's going to be pushing as well. It's a 2v2 on the map. Trippy falls. Last alive is going to be Pznguin. That old ball is still down. Pznguin is still alive. Lucid is no shield. SnakeBite wants to get involved in this fight, and Eco comes back in to get it. It's going to be SSG who hold that ball, but there might be time for one more push potentially.
Yeah, let's see. 2 dead still here for FaZe. It's going to be a very staggered push. I don't think they have the time.
95 points. Suppressed is up the map and finds 1. But with 3 dead and Pznguin the only one alive, no one can get near that old ball, and it's going to be Spacestation Gaming who will eliminate FaZe from the tournament, from the Kaysan Showdown, and they will progress into the next round.
Wow. In the end, wait till we see the stats. I believe Lucid absolutely went off. Without a doubt, 38 I think he had on the board, but my word, what a game. In the end, Elapsed total score is 297 to 243 across the 3 rounds. A third and final round was required, but it is going to be StelluR, with the 38 bomb. It was 38 and 21 from him. Lucid goes 30 and 19. Enormous assists coming across the board as well. And what a fantastic game. And it's all about the little curb that could.
I was going to say, it's not very often that we say this, but MVP was not sat in one of those chairs. It was the little curb at the back of Mud.
He's a little hero
the back
back
of Tower. That guy trying his best, the little guy. And let me tell you, he got involved in ways that, honestly, he had absolutely no responsibility
Just
doing.
holding. So mighty. Small but mighty, that little guy.
Noble.
An inspiration to us all.
I was going to say, one of the most inspirational concrete pours in quite some time. These are the stats you can see in front of you as well. Damage stats for you. 11k being broken by both Trippy and StelluR. I think the run that SnakeBite went on at the end of things as well was really what kind of solidified that final round. That got them back in that game. Remember, again, FaZe Clan, much like we saw against Optic, had a pretty considerable lead in that final round of Oddball, but weren't able to close out, and that's been a consistent theme for them.
Yeah, SSG losing by 40 in the third round, right? It was 79 to about 41, and I think you said it was going to be a big factor, but SnakeBite just absolutely went off. Look, this was the play. I mean, this was.
Look at that curve. Look at this. That's the kind of quality construction you get from Tough Knuckles construction.
Some of the best in the business. Eco did not get the ball. You see him look back across, and in the end, it cost him in this round. This was down to the wire. Eco knew he could not try to fly out for this one. You have to think maybe even he had the angle here. In the end, though, Lucid, look, tries to stay alive just long enough, and the pressure comes on C-Plat. You have to wonder if they held back Mud, how that might have gone. In the end, though, that was an unbelievable finish. The FaZe Clan somehow stays alive and at least sent us to a very, very exciting round number 3. Now here's the highlights from that round as well. StelluR makes sure to get the play balls here. But man, what a series between those two.
Yeah, really, really back and forth. I think you look across all the games. That game number 2 is somewhat of a blowout. The Slayer on recharge. That was a very impressive performance from FaZe there. But every other game, back and forth, back and forth. But I think something to just talk about and notice, by the way, that shot is absolutely filthy. Speaking about illegal websites, that might be on there. That shot from Lucid bottom middle. But there's the curb again. Not for the first time getting involved. A little curb that could keep that odd ball on, man. But this run from SnakeBite, Andy, right at the end of the game, this was the game changer. And that shot there, probably one of the most important that we did see, because that stopped that rotate, that chance to get around the corner for FaZe to close out. And speaking of closing out, it wasn't going to be them. It's Spacestation, 3-1. They take it, and good news, everybody. We've got another little treat for you, because we've got Tommy with us, we've got Lucid joining us, and let me get this right. Spacestation Gaming's Lucid, I'm going to have to get used to that. It's the whole thing for us this season, don't worry about it.